Welcome to another episode. And we're meeting in real life for the first time. How long have we been?
Man, I don't know. I think we first started talking 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe something
Yeah,
around that.
3 to 4 years ago. Now, in this podcast, we talk marketing nerd stuff. So we're not going to talk too much about your story. We'll probably talk about that at the end. So for everybody that's watching and listening, first we're going to do a little intro. Right now, this year, you generated over $10 million in revenue with not publishing stuff, but creating your own offers. Can you share a little bit more about that? Don't share specifics yet, but like, what are you doing right now to generate your own money?
Yeah. So what I do is actually very, very simple. You could compare it to e-commerce almost, but instead of e-commerce, I would sell whatever I think would sell, right? So it could be digital products, it could be supplements, it could be an e-commerce product. So I just find whatever I think would sell in any given market. If I think there's a lot of potential, I create a promotion around it, I write ads for it, I write a sales page for it, and I just launch it. So it's very different to, let's say, a more branded approach where people really want to build brand equity. I just look for pure cash flows. So what can generate me $2 today if I spend $1? So that's pretty much the approach. And yeah, we crossed 10 million, I think, a couple weeks ago, maybe
Yeah.
like
So
a month ago. Yeah.
congrats on that. What's like the maximum that you have been spending on ads per day as of
Per
right
day?
now? Yeah.
Let me think. I think the most I've spent on ads in one day is around 60 grand. Yeah,
60
grand.
60. Yeah. What's stopping you from doing 100K?
Man,
think?
it's a great question. So, of course, I always push for more, but there's a few things. So sometimes the offer itself is, of course, limited. So if you spend more than 60K, I would, blow a lot of money.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the market, but I think that's the least of the reasons. Sometimes your promotion just isn't that good. Sometimes your ads isn't good. So there's a lot of reasons. So yeah, this is actually something I'm looking to fix. And the way you do it is just doing more of the same. So yeah.
Yeah. And what's quite cool, I think, about what you are doing is like you told me that we can share 2 offers that you did in the past.
For sure, no problem.
Just to kind of show that like everybody is really happy when they make 10K a month as like a coach or a ebook publisher or whatever. But you have been doing dating,
Yeah.
right? And you have also been into astrology,
Yeah.
which seems like, I mean, most people don't know that this niche exists,
Yeah.
right? And you have still been doing pretty decent numbers there, right? Meaning you are making more than 5K per day on both offers at some point, right?
Yes.
So even those offers with low ticket stuff, you can get up to a 100K a month, I would say, let's say revenue, not necessarily profit, by focusing, I guess, on a specific problem, or that you have a more generic approach.
Yeah, I agree with that. So the way I do it is always one thing, one problem only.
Yeah.
For example, the woman's dating was my first big lesson in that. So before I got, so like you said, I had a dating offer, more specifically for women. So it's not like how to pick up girls, but it was for women on how to get their dream man, right?
Yeah.
And my first approach in that market before I met a mentor was to really go broad. I basically wrote a promotion as if it was towards a male audience, like, hey, how to get your dream guy, how to get as many guys as you want. But that's not the problem that they have.
Yeah.
So my mentor back then told me, hey, look, you need to focus specifically on one thing, one problem. And that was really getting the man they wanted, the man that left them back. So that was the problem. And the easiest way to get that in the modern day is via text. So obviously you think about those two things. Okay, the lowest threshold to do an action to get a specific outcome and result, which is getting their man back, is a text. Text your ex back, right? So that was really the offer. So it
Text
was
your expect. Oh, that sounds pretty nice.
yeah. So the offer was the hook really was 3 sentences to get your man to commit. So that was the whole premise of that promotion. And yeah, like you said, that was my first winner.
Let's go into there a little bit. Like, how did you do the market research?
Yeah.
Or what did you do to just get it off the ground and then to scale it? What was the process there?
Yeah, I can still remember like every detail of that part. So the first thing I did was look at other offers in that market that was doing well.
Like ClickBank or just in general?
Exactly. So if you guys don't know what ClickBank is, there's clickbank.com, and that is a marketplace where you can find all these offers in different niches, mostly educational products, also a lot of supplements. Digistore is another one that I personally work with. And I remember I was back then. I had a girl, and she was staying over, and I was just doing market research because back then I was freelancing, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to do something of my own.
Yeah.
And I was just playing this video sales letter of a guy called Chris Haddad. It was like on loud volume, and she was listening to it. She was like, "Damn, I would buy this." I was like, "Are you kidding me? This you would buy this?" I was like, because it was crazy. It was so ugly, like some shitty voiceover. I was like, "No way anyone would buy this." And she said, "I will buy this." I was like, "Are you serious?" So it piqued my interest. I started getting more into this, looking at these long form sales letters, these ugly pages and ugly videos. And I found out, man, people are making a lot of money with this. And that's how I got hooked. That's how I got started. And I just decided to give it a shot. The first promotion that I wrote did pretty bad, but it still did okay. So I spent $100 on ads, and I got a sale for $3. So $100, I got $3 back. But I was like, okay, that's really bad. But someone bought. So there's something here. And that's when I started doing more research, finding that mentor, and really honing in on my market and messaging. And then the first month, I did 2K profit and then 5K profit. And just slowly rolled. I never had a big jump to like the 10 million. This was, man, how many years ago? Maybe 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it was always a gradual, slowly build up to, of course, the 10 million this year.
What was the maximum at some point that you did with woman dating offer?
Women's dating?
With all the offers combined? Because you also started adding other similar offers, right?
Yes.
So what's the maximum you got per month from the dating? Just approximately, like 50K, 75K, 100K?
I think it was 30, around 30. Yeah, 1K a day with 30.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the limit I hit. And I saw that other people in the niche that hit big numbers in women's dating. I think the biggest one is a guy called Matthew Hussey.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I think he does around 50 million from talking with different people. Yes, annually.
Nice. Yeah.
Probably that was his biggest year, but he does a lot of stuff.
Oh, man.
He's been doing this for 10 years.
Social media machine.
Exactly. He's been on TV. He has an actual brand. So it's a way different model to how I run it.
Yeah.
He runs in-person event, high ticket, salespeople. And he's very charismatic on camera too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a different model. I know other people in the industry definitely did a lot of money too, running the same way I did, but I just didn't enjoy it that much. I was grinding the same women's dating ebooks all day. So that's when I made the
Making
switch.
a couple of $100 a day.
Yeah. That's when I made the switch. Well, 1K a day was the most that I did.
That was the profit.
Yeah. So 30K.
Oh, okay.
30K per
30K profit.
per month.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I switched to astrology. And the reason I did that was, in my mind, I saw a bigger market in astrology with the same customers, so the same target persona. The same woman that would buy a woman's dating ebook, in my mind, would also buy a love reading. So again, I went with the same one thing, same messaging.
Yeah, you leverage your previous experience.
Exactly. Same offering, but in a bigger market, in my opinion. I thought, okay, more people would buy an astrology product compared to a woman's dating ebook. And I was right, because then I blew up more, and that was, let's say, my second biggest win, which was 60,000 per month.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember that we were both in that mastermind. I will not mention it because you have certain opinions on it. Yeah. But a lot of people were made aware of astrology by the guy who was running it, but most people couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, trying this astrology thing didn't really work." What do you think was the difference? Like, was it because you took your previous experience and you used that, or why did you make it work while a lot of other people who had the same knowledge as you and the same mastermind didn't make it work?
Yeah, there were, I think, 3 things. So first and foremost is I understood the market way better than any of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them had their preconceived notions of what the market wants to buy.
Yeah.
They put their own opinion in it, and this is a big problem I see with a lot of marketers.
Yeah.
For example, like I said in the beginning, they see the women's dating market and they think, okay, woman wants to have a lot of men. Like guys want a lot of women, right?
Yeah.
They think this is the problem.
Oh, yeah,
but
but
that is absolutely not a problem. They get too many guys. They're tired of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they want one guy, a loyal guy that's committed to them, that they can have fun with and that they can share an experience with. Not to get these harem of guys hitting them up in the DMs, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing. I just understood the market better. Why? Because I actually hopped on a lot of calls with them. You know, my product was great, and I actually did a lot of consulting and coaching calls.
Phone calls, right?
Yes, actual
Open
phone
phone,
calls.
grinding, and you were texting them and stuff, right?
It was crazy. So sometimes I'd spend like 2 hours with like some Roma.
You became almost like their psychologist, like psychiatrist.
Yes. You know, I'd spend like 2 3 hours with like a woman. She'd be sharing her whole life story with me on the phone, and I'd just be talking with them, going through it, taking notes, trying to help them. You know, trying to give my perspective as a man of, you know, why a guy is not with her or why a guy left her. So I had all this market knowledge. That
Do
I
you
could
know
leverage.
anybody who does this?
Yeah, quite a few actually. The ones that were successful in
All
this
the
market
killers,
for
yeah.
sure did it. You know,
Yeah.
and of course, high ticket coaches,
Yeah.
they also do this. But in the style that I do it, very few.
Yeah.
Then the second one was the way I sold. So I was very focused on ad spend. You know, I was really focused on getting the best sales medium. In my personal opinion, I don't care how it is. TSL, advertorial, VSL, standard e-com page. I don't really care what the medium is. You know, I'm not married to the method, let's say.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are married to their method, whether it's a VSL, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a template, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, compared to them, they were married to a method. I didn't really care, to be honest. I just wanted to get the sale. That was the second thing. And the third thing is I had my backend on lock, you know, so I knew exactly how to get the most out of my ad spend. So I was just outspending everyone else. So if you spend on a really high level on Facebook, and I don't even think I spend on a very high level, you know, if you spend 100, 200, 300K, you really do move needles, right? And I think Facebook is a one person market. You know, like one person will get 80% of all the revenue, all the clients, and then the rest competes for 20%, right?
Yeah.
Because if you start spending more, you will see your CPMs blow up
Yeah.
like crazy. So yeah, those three things let me spend the most on ads, and I think that's why I really was able to make it work compared to other people.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about your backend. What did you optimize on that specific astrology offer on the backend to get your AOV and lifetime
Yeah.
value up the most?
Yeah, so these are things that I actually share with a lot of people, but nobody does them.
Yeah.
So I hope you will do that. But the first thing is my email sequence on the front end was crazy. So I learned this from my women's dating mentor, and basically the way he would do it is the abandoned checkout was super high level, and he tested this. So I did what I call the 4x4 sequence, which is 4 emails in 4 hours when someone abandons their checkout, and then if they click, another 4 emails in 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, and the click sequence is actually 30 days long. So if they click any of in those 30 days, they get those 4 emails again.
Yeah.
And the open rates and click rates for these emails are extremely high. You'd think, in theory, oh my God, they will think that I'm spamming them, whatever. It's not going to be high open rates, but I found the opposite to be true. So like 70% open rates for these emails in the first 4 hours. Click rates were crazy, and the same thing for the click sequence. So sometimes a customer would get 8 emails from me in like one day, in one afternoon.
Yeah.
And it did not impact my spam rates at all, and it just boosted my backend email conversion rates. So that's one thing. A lot of people weren't willing to do that.
Yeah.
Because they think,
work.
yes, because it's spam, blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to try it.
Yeah.
But it worked really well. Then on the upsell sequence, I tried a lot of stuff. So for example, with customer support, a lot of people just look at customer support as an isolated thing, right? Okay, a customer says they don't have access, I give them access link. I take it one step further. So if a customer doesn't have access, they get the access link, but they also get consulting. So I train my support team to ask them more questions, right? To continue to say, hey, look, for example, someone doesn't get their access link for the woman's dating ebook. They get the woman's dating ebook. They said, hey, have you tried sending the text in page number 55? Yes. How did that go? Oh, he actually replied to me, but I don't know what to do anymore from that situation. Oh, really? Then I create engagement, and that engagement leads to more sales on my backend. So my list, I've been sending to the same customers for so long, but they keep buying whatever I put out just because I have that crazy engagement with them, right?
Yeah.
So I train my customer support to keep adding that engagement. And that's why I think when I talk to other people in my industry, why my email list keeps printing, money, the average would be $1 per subscriber. So which is a customer subscriber, right? Not an email lead. Mine is way higher. I don't know the exact number, but it's so much higher. And my lists are very small. A lot of people, when I tell them, look, I make this much per day from my emails, they're absolutely shocked, right?
Yeah.
Because I create that engagement. So yeah, that's for the backend.
Got it. Yeah, and you produce a lot of new products then as well.
Exactly. So back in the day, I would try to put out one new backend offer a day. So this was when I was purely focused on astrology. I would just churn out like one new backend offer a day. I would go to a coffee shop in the morning, bust out a 10-page email sales letter. That's another thing I used to do a lot. I still do, to be honest. Instead of creating a fully new sales page and putting that, this is more high level stuff, right?
That's why we're here. This is the marketing
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. So, instead of putting that on the sales page, a separate sales page, I'd put the whole sales page on the email. The logic behind that is very simple. Let's say you have an average open rate of 30 to 40% and an average click rate of 5%. Only 5% of people will see that sales page.
Yeah.
But if you put the whole sales page on the email, you have 40% of people who see your sales page and 5% of people who go to the checkout. Just going by that simple math, even if the email sales letter is absolute garbage, you make a lot more money.
Yeah.
And this is what I did. This was a crazy edge I had, which not a lot of people did. So yeah.
Yeah, and it also saves you a lot of time, I guess, because you don't have to upload it, design the whole page, all that crap.
Honestly, that was my first reason of doing it because I was just too lazy to to make the sales pages and do the design. I was like, let me try it out and put the whole thing on email. And I think Agora was the first one to do it, probably. And then I just copied them. I was like, let me try it out. Yeah.
That makes sense. Before that, you talked about not, falling in love, marrying one medium. So what is your process there? Like, if you launch a new offer, do you just try all of them? Text sales letter, VSL, advertorial, direct checkout, e-commerce style design page? Like, how do you go about that?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. And I would say it depends on the offer, of course. And it depends on the market awareness. Let's say tomorrow I would launch a weight loss supplement. Weight loss supplement has been a market that's been sold to for I don't know how many years, probably since the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So if I were to enter that market, I know I would need the longest sales process, right? Because the more aware a market is, the longer sales process you need, the less vague you need to make it, the more of a story you need, the better an offer you need, right? But let's say tomorrow I have a new method to make money online. Let's say something comes out, a new AI method, which was what happened a lot, right?
Yeah.
Then a simple sales page would suffice, right? Or if I find a new e-commerce product to help you with arthritis or knee pain, just an e-commerce page would do well because it's a new product. People haven't heard of it before, and it is a very urgent problem that people want to solve. Then a simple e-commerce page with a few bullet points, good pictures would be enough to sell it, right?
Yeah.
So I really think about the market. But let's say I go a bit more vague, astrology, an astrology product, and I wanted to sell an e-commerce product in astrology, which is what I do have right now. Then I really need to think, okay, it's a vague product. There's no real, let's say, pain. It's more a desire-based product. Then I would need a longer sales form. So then I would pick a video sales letter.
Yeah, or like a longer advertorial-ish sales page.
Exactly.
You've also used that.
Pretty much.
For you, what's the difference between the sales page and an advertorial?
I mean, a text sales letter, in my opinion, is like more classic.
Yeah.
And an advertorial is really more like an editorial. It's like news-based, it's more proof-based, in my opinion. And a text sales letter really is a VSL, but in text. So for me, it's kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Although, of course, a VSL, there's some editing elements.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some other stuff you can think about has a little bit more depth. But
Yeah.
so you just described how you decide what kind of medium you pick. But how does that look like in practice? Like, let's say you're going to launch a new offer in, I don't know, you're going to launch a new offer for gamers that want to game 72 hours per day. And
Yeah.
they need some random supplement for that. You start doing the research and then you think about it for a couple of days. Like, okay, I think whatever, sales letter or video sales letter would work the best. Then you think about it a couple of days and then you pick one and then you go with it. Or are you just like in the moment, like you're researching and bam, you start writing? Like, what is the decision?
Yeah.
What is the decision-making process, I guess? You explained how you make that decision, but what does that look in terms of like you think about it for a day or you do the research or like what's timeline-wise?
Yeah. First, I think of how much money can it make. That's the first question.
Yeah.
How much money can it make, and on what platforms can I actually sell it?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that I can make money with, that might not be a good choice, right? For example, all these crypto offers. I don't really want to do a crypto offer. It's a hassle to sell, so much regulation.
Yeah, compliance regulation.
It's a pain in the ass.
Or gambling,
right?
for example. It's
Exactly.
hard. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of money in it. Do I want that? Not really. I like offers that are less of a headache, maybe a bit more low key, like astrology, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that are very compliant to run, easy to run,
Yeah.
and just have good rates, right? Because I've done the opposite, and the opposite is a stupendous headache. So I like these type of markets. So that's the first thing. How much money does it make, or can it make? Are there other people in the market that are making that money, and on what platforms can I run it? Can I run it on Facebook ads? Can I run it on YouTube? How well will the backend perform? That's another question I ask now. Like what are other things I can sell on the backend with this? Like, are there affiliate products that I can affiliate? Are there other offer owners that can affiliate me back, etc., etc.? So these are all questions that I ask myself.
Yeah.
And in terms of getting started on writing, I don't really do it consciously anymore. I just do a lot of research, and it's that's where kind of the more creative part comes in, more the gut feeling. If I get a good gut feeling about it, that's when I'll just get started and get writing.
Yeah. I mean, so you just start writing and then maybe you don't even know the format or okay, it's going to be something like a VSL or a sales page, but you just start writing, doing your stuff, and then also the answer kind of presents itself to you. Or...
Yes, exactly. So the structure is in my head at this point.
Yes.
I know how it goes, the lead, the story, the offer, and then the close. For the close, I always use the same close that I have because I know it works.
Yeah.
For the offer, I just have to think about, that happens before I even start writing. So I know what the offer is going to be. The only thing I really have to think about, like really consciously before I start writing, is a unique mechanism.
Yeah.
So thinking about, okay, what's the problems that the market has, what has been presented, and what can I create that would be different and new in the market, right?
Yeah.
So I said so far, the one thing I look for is what is the one problem and what is new, right? So the one problem, for example, in the woman's dating is, to get a guy to commit. What is new? Like these 3 unique texts that haven't been done before. So these are the 2 elements I really need to make a sales offer pop off and to create good ads around it, right? So really honing in on that message, and then the rest just kind of flows.
Got it. Astrology. Are you still running something in that space, or?
No, I'm not actually, but I plan to rerun it. So the reason for that is, first and foremost, it doesn't make as much money as I can running what I run right now, because it's just not that big of a market and I just don't commit enough time to it.
Yeah.
But I do plan to rerun it to train new people. So my goal for next year is 100 million. And if I want to hit 100 million, either I hit one big home run, let's say, weight loss market, which is probable, but not very likely, or I just do 10 times what I do this year. But to do 10 times what I did this year, I just need a bigger team. So I plan to rerun all my offers, to be honest, to train juniors, like train other copywriters, because this is my how I did it. And I think if I let them run the offers and just have them run it, they will get in theory, they will be get as good as me, right?
Yeah. Gotcha. So that 10 million, how many offers did you need to generate the 10 million?
And it was a lot, to be honest. Let me think. If I really have to, I can count it right now, but it's definitely more than 10,
Yeah.
maybe even 15 or 20.
Okay. And
You know.
there are offers, I assume, that did like 1, 2 to 3 million. How many of those did you create? 1 or 2 or something?
Yeah, a couple like that. And a couple did like more than, one did around 5, and the rest did like around that area.
Yeah, so that's also, I think, interesting to hear. Like you tested, let's say, not the exact numbers, but you tested 10 offers this year.
Yes.
One of them did 5 million. Then you had, I guess, 1 or 2 that were more in the 1 to 2 million range.
Yes, exactly.
And then also, let's say, 2 that kind of did decent. Like most people would be happy with it because they make zero money. And then like for them to make that extra couple of Ks, great.
Yeah.
And then 5 of them kind of tanked. Would that be...
Pretty much. And if they tank, I just throw it in the backend. And it
Yeah.
becomes part of the email sequence.
So you're still kind of in the same segment of the market most of the time, focused on women or focused on like feminine desires and promises, because I guess also guys nowadays buy that stuff.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. So the way I now think about it, because in the past I would always think, oh, you have to do one offer and focus on one market, right? I started thinking of it differently. Now everything is just a promotion to me, because I'm not optimizing for brand equity, right? If I were to create a brand and optimize for brand equity, I would do that. But this is a different play. This is a cash flow play, right? So what I optimize for really is spending $1 and getting $2 back.
Yeah.
So thinking about it in that way, it's a lot better to think about markets than the individual offer, right? So I think about the whole market as one offer. So if I decide to enter a market, how much can I make in that market? So even if the first offer doesn't pop off, I'm not stressing about it, right? So right now, a move that I'm making for next year is going to be entering one extra market. And think about our one extra market. Okay, what is the potential in the market? What kind of offers can I make in the market? And how many backend offers can I have? So even if I fail the first one, it's no problem. I know I can have it in my backend offering, so that if one offer pops off in the front end, I have the backend ready to go, right? So that's really the play that I'm looking towards. One of the markets that I wanted to enter was survival.
Yeah.
You know, because if you look at survival, and I can run my thought process to it, it is a massive, massive market. 100 million. A lot of companies are making 100 million per year in just survival. There's a lot of different things you can sell, both digital and physical, which means you have a lot of opportunity in the back end. You have things that are low ticket, from digital all the way to generators, food packs, selling in the thousands, 5,000, 10,000 even. You can sell it on pretty much every medium compliantly. So Facebook ads will take it, YouTube ads will take it, etc., etc. And it is an evergreen market, you know. So this is one of the markets I'm thinking about and looking to enter, survival. So yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, you just mentioned like which platforms that are run at. Like the one that did like 5 million, was that only Facebook or also YouTube?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Facebook and affiliates, actually.
Yeah.
So half of it was me, and I think half of it was affiliates.
Through email list.
Yes, email list, both email and YouTube and native, actually. So
They were running YouTube and native?
yes.
So you're not running YouTube yourself?
No, I got banned, unfortunately, for this particular offer. But because I was running too aggressive. And this is actually one of the key factors that also contributed to my success. I work with affiliates and I have a great relationship network in this industry. So that's also a reason why I started doing these podcasts, because I want to start building those relationships more. And it always started when back in the day I would give value to other people and just share numbers a lot. You know, I'm very open in sharing numbers, sharing what works right now. And just in return, people were open to spending money on my offers. So the way it works with affiliates is they spend their money to promote your offer, right? And of course, one of the big advantages I have compared to other, let's say, offer owners is I spend my own money on my offer. So I know it works. and a lot of people don't actually do this.
It's kind of
You know.
sneaky. And
Yes, and they just give it to affiliates, and affiliates have to test it.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for me to get affiliates because I can say, hey, look, man, yesterday I spent X amount and I got X amount back. You want to run it on YouTube? I'll just give you my ads on Facebook, and they just run it and they make money. You know.
Got it. So you're also sharing your cost per acquisition, all that.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
of course. You know, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
if they wouldn't affiliate me, they would affiliate someone else, right?
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like that's what a lot of affiliates don't get. And also the people that want to do affiliate marketing don't get. Like, let's say you're running your offer, right?
Yep.
And your cost per acquisition is $50.
Yeah.
Right? The affiliate is probably going to pay the same. I mean,
Yep.
let's say if you do it on Facebook and he does it on YouTube or TikTok, maybe he gets it lower. But he's probably going to, pay the same or more. So let's say you $50. For them, it costs $60. Right? So you cannot give them a $60 commission because
Yeah.
then they're going to still lose money. But most people, they don't even model this out or don't even know their own CPA, and they just
Yeah.
randomly give that to affiliates. Or what are your experiences with
Exactly. Yo, this is really good. This is a really good point. And this is something I think about a lot. So that's why, for example, when I work with affiliates, it has to be a different traffic source than what I run.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard for an affiliate to beat what I can run.
Yeah.
On numbers wise. And that's exactly the point. So I work with affiliates that are on different traffic sources, or for an offer that for whatever reason I don't want to run on the traffic source that I run to.
Yeah.
Which can be for many reasons, right? For example, I
Compliance or
just
whatever, yeah.
don't have the time for it,
Yeah.
or I want to write a new offer and focus on that. It's actually really useful to just say, it's like having an in-house media buyer without me having to spend money on it. It's a super, super good edge, you know?
Yeah.
So let's say I ran an offer, right? It made 5K per day on ads. For whatever reason, 5K per day is not worth my time to focus on media buying myself. At this point, it's not anymore. I can just give it to affiliates. I can say, hey, look, man, this did 5K a day for me. I don't want to run it. Just take my ads and run it yourself. They're happy to do that. You know, it's free money for them.
Got it. And then what? Then you just give them like proper CPA, and you still make 20% profit on the
Exactly.
on the sale
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Well,
Yeah,
what kind of
pretty much.
percentage do you most of the time then
So
still?
I like giving high commissions, like 90%, 95%. So the reason I do that
Only on the front end then, because you know
no,
the
the whole upsell funnel.
yeah, but not like email on the back end.
You never give
Yeah.
commission on email, so that never happens because exactly I know how to monetize my list to a high degree. So I'm happy giving a lot away on the front end.
Let's say 90%, you will know you will be break even with refunds and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But then your email system is already there, so
Exactly,
it just does its thing.
pretty much. I know on the
Kinda like an
very
asset,
low
yeah.
end,
Yeah.
I will at least make 10%. Like even if let's say the affiliate runs the absolute most garbage ads that gets the worst customers, I know worst case scenario I make 10% profit. You know,
Yeah.
which is fine, right? I don't have to do any work. So yeah.
Got it. I mean, customer support, I guess.
Yeah, but that's outsourced. So yeah,
That's not costing you much, I assume.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
paying for itself at this point, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you try to upsell them through
Exactly.
customer
Yeah.
support. Are you tracking like how much revenue your customer support is making?
I don't, but I should.
Yeah.
I don't, but I should.
Yeah,
So-
that's the answer I expected.
yeah. Because it's really hard to track, to be honest. And again, with the engagement thing that I do, you know, most of it also comes from broadcast emails.
Just a separate link with a UTM or
I could, but
ID.
yes.
But you have to
So
change everything then now, I understand.
I plan to do it, but in a different way. So this is like one of the new things I'm working on, which is upselling via SMS and Messenger.
Yeah.
So I think we talked about this in private.
Yeah.
And I think that is a big channel that a lot of people are now using, which I do want to use, like that one-on-one more. I learned this more from like high-ticket coaches.
Yeah.
In high-ticket coaching, everyone is on point with one-on-one, right? Like sales calls, etc. But in the direct response world, nobody really does this. And I think that's another place where I can gain an edge.
Yeah, I think that's really like the people who really crush it, they combine like high level direct performance marketing pretty much with also super personalized stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's certain things you can automate, and then there's other things which you cannot really automate, although that's changing with AI a little bit. And if you actually put in the time and effort to build the team and to set up the systems, then everybody's like, oh, damn, he really texted me to see if I got the ebook.
Yeah,
oh, he even
exactly.
gave me a free tip. And it's like, yeah, that's literally like 30 seconds
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a customer support rep. So
Yeah, I ran a small test with this. I think like 10-20% of people bought through text, just
Yeah.
extra, which is if you run like 100K a day, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
10-20 grand extra.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm starting to build that out now. But again, a lot of headache. Of course, if you do texting, if you do that one-on-one, there's compliance issues, etc. So trying to figure that out and doing everything clean. You know?
Yeah, I mean, even with the high ticket guys, like I talked to the setter manager, I think 2 days ago, and he was like, "Yeah, we need to rotate 5 numbers per month and do this and this and this."
Yes.
It's like, okay,
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm happy that I don't have to do that.
Exactly. So I'm talking to people and seeing how they do it, like how the high ticket guys do it. I paid for a guy to do consulting to really see. Has nothing to do. He did nothing in what I do, right? I want to
Yeah.
do text upselling. He did phone sales calls.
Yeah.
But still, it's the same thing. It's the same ideas. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do it optimally without blowing everything up. And if you get 100 customers a day, it's still manageable. But if you get 1,000 customers a day, 1,000 phone numbers a day, that becomes an operational drag, which I do need if I want to hit 100 million next year.
Yeah.
But compared to the way I run things now, it's very simple. It's me, one video editor, one VA. That's
Yeah.
all I have.
Per offer, you're like,
No, total.
you have one full-time video editor now.
Yes.
You find a killer.
Yes.
How much are you paying him?
Very good, very good. She's very good. I pay her good.
How much?
Good. I'm not gonna share exact, details and numbers about salary. but
Couple
it's
of K.
good. Yeah. Sorry?
Couple of K.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do the same. I really feel like having a good video editor that wants to walk through the fire for you and has the speed down.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked my guy to send screenshots of him meditating and stuff, so I know that he's like.
I don't go that far. I'm more chill.
No, I mean, this is me helping him out.
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah.
he came to me with that. So I was like, okay, let's.
But
do that.
yeah, I had to train them in the beginning because I used to do everything myself, customer support, video editing. It was such a headache.
Yeah.
So I found someone, paid them, and I had to train them from scratch to do the VSLs, do the ads.
Yeah.
So now I don't have to do that anymore, which are, to be honest, the two highest levers. You don't need that much in this business, right? So VA, video editor, and just a copywriter, which should be you,
Yeah.
if you're or a media buyer, right?
Yeah, and that's interesting. Where's the video editor located?
Philippines.
Yeah, so that guy or girl is probably never gonna leave with this salary.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
gonna be super loyal. Yeah, I mean, just fair warning, it's gonna be pretty bad when they leave. That's what we had recently. And they have to train them again, right?
Yeah.
So that's that takes some time. I mean, the really talented ones, they get it, but it's still probably gonna take you 1 or 2 months to really get them to the right.
To find a new one.
No,
I think
to train them up to
Yeah.
the level. Although they might be good enough to run it, but to be really good, that's
it's an interesting thing because right now I started building my personal brand more like on Twitter and stuff.
yeah.
And it's really easy to find it now. It's not that hard. So I create a post and I have a lot of applicants, and the quality, to be honest, is quite good. So I have a
Interesting.
list of video editors that I can hire right now. A lot of people are also reaching out to me. So in terms of ads, like because the goal next year is to do 1 new offer a week, so the video editor is going to be really busy.
Yeah.
So for ads, I think I will hire a new person for ads, and I have like 20 people already that I can just hit up and do ads for me.
And ads, it sounds like you're not doing any YouTube ads then now.
At this moment, no. I don't run YouTube. I like to give it to affiliates.
Yeah. Is that something you want to at some point bring in house, or how do you think about it?
It's really hard. It's a really good question. And I thought about this a lot because I still want to give something to affiliates that is relatively easy. YouTube and Facebook are the 2 easiest platforms, in my opinion, that they can run up, right? Because at that point, if I also do YouTube, I will have to commit a lot of time and money, right? At this point, I still don't think I tapped out Facebook. I think you can run 300 grand a day on Facebook without any issues, in like even one market. So, and I know people that do that.
Yeah,
in
I
different
also know
markets.
one guy.
Yeah. So I know quite a few people.
How many people do you know that at least spend 300K a day once?
300K a day once? Just on Facebook or any platform?
No, Facebook. Only on Facebook.
Only on Facebook. Like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where you're starting to get into elite
Yeah,
echelons of
this is
any
crazy.
marketing.
So I didn't even type out Facebook yet. So why would I start doing YouTube, right?
Yeah.
There's still so much I need to master on the Facebook platform. So that's one thing. But YouTube, I like to give to affiliates. One thing I am working on is a separate is native. So I like native a lot. To me, it feels a lot like Facebook.
So
And-
what specifically on native? Taboola.
Taboola, yeah.
You work with Taboola.
I'm starting to spend a lot of money. Well, not a lot, but I'm starting to spend money on there just to try to crack it. But because I do want another traffic source besides Facebook, and to have an edge. Almost nobody that I talk to runs native.
Yeah.
So I know that if I can crack native, it will put me in a different level in any market that I do.
Yeah.
So only the biggest guys in any market really run native, or the biggest affiliates. Besides them, really nobody runs native. So if I can crack native, it's another edge. YouTube is a bit different. So Facebook and native are really the two platforms I want to crack going forward into next year, and maybe like one extra weird thing, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, if you are running on native, you can also kind of give that information to the affiliates to run it on display.
Pretty much, yes.
Or that's what this guy, I don't know if you know Justin Brook.
Yeah.
We talked a while back about how to run the Taboola for an offer. And he said, like, yeah, start on Taboola, and if it works, then you go to display. So
Exactly.
then you have another, I mean, you could run display yourself. It's not fun to run it probably.
Yeah. I think if you can crack native, it'll probably run on pretty much everything.
Yeah, especially if
Maybe
nobody's
like
doing it.
TV or like
Yeah.
actual posters, you know. So yeah.
Do you know anybody who's running ads on Rumble?
Rumble. Yes, I actually do.
Yeah.
2 people.
And what kind of offers? Like,
Um,
they started with YouTube and then Rumble, or did you start on Rumble?
no,
for
they
Taboola?
actually run Rumble quite heavily. Survival did really well for them.
Yeah, that
now
makes
it's
sense.
now it's less because Trump won.
Oh, okay.
So they
People are
told-
less paranoid.
Yes, actually, this is the reason I don't do survival. I was like, okay, if Kamala wins, I'm gonna pop off survival. It's gonna be 9 figures.
Yes.
You know, no, probably not 9. It could be a 9-figure
Heavy
opportunity,
8 figures, yeah.
but I'd hit 8 figures. I
Yeah.
know for a fact I'd hit 8 figures. And I talked to another guy. He's my neighbor actually. By crazy coincidence, I got connected to him. I met up with him for dinner, and he did like a lot of big survival offers.
Yeah.
It dropped the moment Trump won. all his revenue just dropped tanked by 50%. So
This is a fun fact for the podcast clip.
yeah.
It's so
yeah.
hilarious that it dropped.
No, it actually dropped, and this happened back when Joe Biden won, and this happened back when now that Kamala. So he said, "Hey, look, man, if you want to do it, you can probably crack it, but it's just going to be harder, right?"
Yeah.
So Rumble, really good for survival, or was very good for survival. For a few other markets also, like Bizop, Make Money Online, crushes it. But it doesn't scale as high, of course, as YouTube as Facebook. But he was spending 5K a day on it. So it's still a really good opportunity.
Decent, yeah.
Yeah. So Rumble, there was another one also, some weird one like Pinterest. Pinterest does really well for women's dating markets.
Yeah, makes sense.
$3,000, $5,000 a day that I know of that someone spend. You can probably do more. Few others also like Newsbreak. I don't know if you've ever heard of Newsbreak. One affiliate is killing it for me on Newsbreak. It's like an aggregator news app, kind of like Yahoo, but only on mobile. So yeah, it's like pre-roll ads on the app,
Gotcha.
like those 15-second unskippable.
Something
ads.
similar to what you shared before. When we
Yes,
were
exactly.
talking off camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. That's pretty cool. Let's dive in Taboola a little bit more. What are you doing right now to transition from Facebook to Taboola? I know you're like learning or trying to crack
Yeah.
this. I assume you talk to a lot of expert.
Yeah.
So what is not your, transition plan, but how are you gonna translate your Facebook creative into Taboola/native?
Yeah. So GDN I actually cracked. So GDN, for those that don't know, is Google Ads, but Google Display Native. So it's their version of
All these banners that you see on all the websites.
Exactly. And I cracked that after spending 50 grand. And what I did on there, so I burned so much money. The first 20K was just red.
I've seen the same thing.
Yes. But then afterwards, I broke even on 50 grand, and then I got banned, unfortunately. But what I did there was exactly the same as I did on Facebook. So I just took my Facebook ads and I ran it as a lander. So the way I think about native is really the
Wait,
traffic.
so the Facebook ad is the same. Sorry, the lender that you use on display is the same copy as the Facebook ad.
Correct.
So the Facebook ad becomes an advertorial.
Exactly. Because my thinking was, okay, Facebook is elite with their targeting and algorithm, right? It's probably the best in the world. You don't have to do anything. They find your customers, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But native is different. It's a spray and pray approach. So the way I think about the first ad that you put on native is extremely cold. So the real ad is going to be the advertorial, right?
Yeah.
The real ad is going to be the bridge page.
Advertorial, VSL or sales page.
Exactly. So ad, advertorial, VSL.
Yeah.
So you need like two steps before they actually hit the real sales page to warm them up, right?
Yeah.
So you need 2 warm-ups. So that is what worked for me in Google Display Native. I took that same logic, went with Taboola, and I'm starting to see result. Of course, I'm still losing money. You know,
Okay, so we have to spend at least 10, 20
yeah,
K
yeah.
before it
I think I
starts.
spent like 10 grand and I lost like 5,
Yeah.
but that's fine. You know, I made 5 back, so I know people are buying.
Yeah.
So this is good. I think if I spend another 100, I'll probably crack it. Probably.
Yeah. What are the experts that you are talking about saying about like how much budget you need to spend
Yeah.
and what to expect and how they do it?
Most experts I spoke to don't actually run the offers that I run.
Yeah.
So they are affiliate
solar?
marketers. They're affiliate marketers, obviously. You know, most people that run these type of things is going to be Golden Hippo, Agora, and affiliate marketers. Like coaches and gurus won't really run this. Other direct response offer owners that I know of also won't really run this with their own money. So the affiliate marketers that I talked to last year, not this year anymore, they would run. How does it wait? So like debt relief, paper call. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so they would run. This is not an actual sale, but people in America, for example, they have credit card debt, problems with their insurance. Insurance is super expensive in America. So they would run these offers to get calls or leads to a call center.
Yeah.
Get paid $50 to $60. And what they would do is, for example, run a listicle. So which is like 10 offers on one page. Hey, are you a homeowner with 50,000 in mortgage debt? Call this number.
Yeah.
Hey, are you with an insurance and you pay whatever, 2,000 a month? You can pay 100 a month. Call this number. So this is what they would run, and they would crush it, run big numbers on it. So that is one thing I know words. Another that word was Nutra, Golden Hippo, and they would run advertorials that are just designed to look like Yahoo. Because Yahoo is, I think, the biggest placement for Taboola.
Yeah.
So they just run advertorials that look exactly like Yahoo, news-based, a lot of proof, and then that would go to a VSL. So that's another thing
So
that I know works.
advertorial looking like
Yeah.
Yahoo, and then the sales page or the VSL. All right, so now we talked quite a lot about affiliate, and you talked to a lot of affiliate guys. Something that Sean said to me, you probably don't know him. He was like, I know I can scale way more and way harder because there's still affiliates who are crushing it, right? So as long as affiliates are crushing it, which they have everything against them, right? They don't own the offer. They are only having limited creative material. They can create their own stuff, but they don't do their own VSL, or they could, but right. So if affiliates are making it work, that means there's still scale in the market. So what I'm doing more is learning about affiliate marketing, not to do it myself, but just to understand the principles that they're using, because I think they're probably one of the best media buyers out there.
I think so too. I agree.
So my follow-up question is, if somebody would want to learn affiliate marketing, either to just make money themselves, or because they're interested in learning from all their best practices and media buying tactics, how would you, if let's get started with, you have 10 to 20 grand to burn or to invest.
Okay.
How would you go about meeting and learning from the best affiliate marketers out there right now?
So affiliate marketing is this real world, right? Because you have a lot of people selling it and not doing it. The only way to meet these affiliate marketers is through events.
Yeah.
in-person events. That's the only place where they will really share their knowledge with you. So there's places like Affiliate World, which is actually going on right now in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Affiliate World Bangkok. And the second way, only way to make it work, besides these events, is to get high numbers on one of these platforms, affiliate platforms, and then meeting the people that work there in person or getting information from them on what works best, right? But if you're starting from absolute scratch and you do want to get a head start, and you don't mind traveling and spending a bit of money, join one of these affiliate marketing events. That's what I recommend you would do. And besides that, looking what's working on the market, using spy tools, right? That's the second only way. So to be honest, everything is out there in public. You just
On
have to look for
ClickBank and
yeah,
Digistore.
exactly. So you can just look at the top 10, you have it there, right?
Yeah.
Of course, there's offers that are hidden, etc., etc. But in general, the top 10 is there, and then you can just take that offer, look on YouTube, what's running, using VidTow,
Yeah.
or you can go on Facebook Ads Library, type in some keywords, and you can find the exact ads that are running. So it's not rocket science. The only thing with affiliate marketing, though, is that you have to be fast and you have to test a lot. So this is, I'd say, a big pro and a big con. As an affiliate marketer, you don't own anything, which is a pro and a con, right? Which means you make less money, you have less control, but you can pivot so fast. You can try a lot of different things. So to be honest, if I started from zero today and I wanted to transition from freelancing to like what I do today, I would have an in-between step of being an affiliate marketer. I think that would make a lot more sense because I'd learn the market better. I'd know a lot better in which opportunities in which markets work the best. And I would have an edge against other affiliate marketers, which is I know how to write copy.
Yeah.
This is funny. A lot of these affiliate marketers I talk to, they don't even know how to write copy and they make 300 grand a day. Blows your mind, no? Yes.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, that would be my in-between step. And I think for a lot of people that are writing copy and they're like, man, I'm freelancing. As a freelancer copywriter, you probably make a good income, right? 15 grand to 20 grand a day on average if you're a good freelance copywriter. And with that high income, you have so much disposable income to spend on ads. And testing your copywriting on ads with an affiliate offer is probably the easiest thing you could do to even become a better copywriter and make more money. So if you really think, hey man, I'm a good copywriter, these clients are paying me so much money, I have all these wins, test it. Take an offer from ClickBank or from Digistore or from, whatever, these pay-per-call offers. Write an ad about debt relief, about weight loss, and see if you can actually get a sale with ads on these offers. And if you can, then great. You have an extra income. It might even replace your current income.
Yeah, and even if you're not profitable, you at least see like, hey, I can get sales.
Yes.
And then the next step is to reverse engineer the VSL, the sales process, after you generate the click, right? Because the ads are kind of generating the clicks.
That's what may give me the confidence. I spent $100, I got a $3 sale, but I knew it worked.
Yeah.
It was magic to me. Same thing with Taboola now. I spent 10 grand. Okay, I lost 5, but I know it's possible. I know I can crack it.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that a lot of people should be doing, but I don't know if they're afraid to spend the money or not, because the project that I'm the most passionate about, that I'm working on full time now pretty much, I became a business partner. I invested my own money to run the ads. Guess what? You're more focused.
Yes.
Right? You actually care, right? You're like hyped to do that stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And I think most people are just afraid. Anyways, they're afraid to spend some money on going to affiliate world. Yeah. They're afraid to spend. But for me, I feel the same, man. Like I wish I would have known about affiliate marketing before I really started learning all this stuff and went into the US market.
I agree. I think it would have been a better in-between step.
Yes.
Because you learn so many skills. And to be honest, the biggest reason why affiliate marketers make more money than copywriters, even though I think on paper, like technically, copywriters should be better marketers, right?
Yeah.
It's because affiliate marketers aren't afraid. They're willing to take that risk, right? Usually if you talk to an affiliate marketer, they will just start spending money. They're like, oh yeah, I'm testing this offer, I'm gonna blow 5 grand on it.
Yeah.
Without,
exactly.
they're not afraid. With a copywriter, they're like, shit, can I launch the ad at $5 a day? Stuff like that. So
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But then they spend all their money on all these courses and stuff. And the great thing about affiliate marketing is you get feedback, right? Like
Immediately.
you can write another ad, double your conversion rate. And if you do that with a client,
Yeah.
it probably takes them freaking 2 weeks to launch the ad. And then they might not even share the data with you.
100%.
I mean, you should always ask for the data. That's besides the point. But the affiliate marketing, it gives you real like feedback. Also, maybe which niche you have the most affinity with, right?
Yeah.
Just like you mentioned. I mean, I remember a lot of guys were copying your dating stuff back in the day. Not gonna call any names, but you were more successful than those guys. And now I think some of them are at other offers and they're really crushing it. Or I don't know if they were copying you or not. But let's leave that in the middle. But you get my point.
Yeah,
right? There's guys
Yeah.
who did similar niche as you, were not as successful, transitioned to another offer, now worked out. So with affiliate marketing, you can kind of figure out like, hey, I'm good in this niche naturally, right? And then you can run it.
Exactly, I agree. It depends on a lot on your personality. For example, some people like being on camera. They're just good on camera. And some niches are just better for that. You know, some people love talking about making money online, how to get started, helping newbies.
Yeah.
BizUp is just a good market for them, not women's dating, right? So it really depends on the specific person, your affinity with the market, and just the type of business you want to run and the type of person you want to be known for, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Circling back to affiliate world you mentioned.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to say something about it. You can also say like no opinion. I love Digistore. Love running low ticket there. I think ClickBank is also great. I've just never done it. And you are a big ClickBank fan. You just mentioned the affiliate world. I've heard some rumors that it's becoming a little bit more gray and black hat, and that's not really worth it that much to go there anymore. Are those just like a few opinions, or do you feel? I'm just like, I want to give the people that are listening and watching good advice. So should they still go to affiliate world, or should they go with that in mind? Like, hey, you know, you might get a lot of gray and black hat stuff, but there's still good people there who just come there for fun. Or how do you view that whole subject?
Yeah. So for me personally, the way I think about things is I'm here for the money, right? To be honest, like I never cared about, I want to change the world, this and that. And affiliate marketing inherently is an opportunity where you just are looking to generate cash, right? So you will have a lot of those people like vagabonds. And I don't judge them. I'm one myself, right? So if you go to affiliate world, you can expect people that are extremely smart, but they run the craziest stuff, like casino, you know? Like I've met these guys. They run the most insane casino funnels and they print money. So if you're a guy that is more geared towards, hey, look, I want to give value to the world. I want to change the world. I have these personal values. That's not me, you know? But if you are that person, I don't think affiliate marketing is for you.
Yeah.
Because affiliate marketing is a cutthroat shark world. You have to be willing to push things to the absolute limit. Don't go to jail. Stay legal, but you have to be willing to really tip that edge and make those moves. You know, be comfortable with that. If you're not, if you get squeamish about thinking, hey man, you know, casino, this, that. If I'm at a table with a guy making 20, 30K a day running casino and he's sharing all these like dark psychology ways to really make someone keep betting on sports, whatever. I'm not comfortable with that. Affiliate marketing probably is not for you. That's just my honest opinion.
Yeah.
You'd probably be better off, you know, I don't know, working a corporate job, maybe doing an NGO, you know, or doing a startup or something.
Yeah.
It's probably more for you. You know, this really is like a vagabond world. You know, kind of all affiliates that I know, all people in direct response, most copywriters are kind of misfits, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Got it. So we just talked about affiliate marketing being an interesting step for freelancers to transition into offer owning and all that stuff. I think it makes also a lot of sense because as a copywriter, you have certain skills that you add some extra skills, meaning media buying and maybe picking the right offers, right? And then you just have to create your own offers.
Exactly.
So that's, you know, less stuff. But there's still this whole, you know, debate going on. Like, what's better, being a freelancer, being an offer owner? I think there's no right or wrong, but I'm curious about your opinion, like about all these people arguing about that it's better to be a copywriter, freelancer, or offer owner. What is your honest opinion on this?
Yeah. I thought about this a lot and I talked to a lot of people about this. And if you want to make money, running your own stuff is obviously the better choice, right? But it comes with a lot more headaches and a lot more problems.
Yeah.
Freelancing is simple. You know, you get clients, you can make a lot of money as a freelancer. you can transition to getting equity deals, brand deals, percentages, and you can still make a lot of money. And you're one person, and you use the other people's team, right? You integrate. You become an invaluable partner, which is a great way to make money. I think if you're next level as a freelancer, you can probably make the same amount of money as running your own stuff.
Yeah.
I know closers that make more money than the owner.
Yeah.
Like salespeople, they just make more, like income wise. So it really depends on you as a person. That's the honest truth. For example, for me, I did freelancing, but I hated it. The most I ever made freelancing was 15,750 euros in 1 month. But
Say again?
The most I ever made freelancing was 15,750 euros in 1 month.
Yeah, yeah.
And I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
I'm just not geared to be a freelancer. I hate doing meetings with clients. I hate talking to clients. I hate getting up in the morning, doing calls, all this stuff, coming on, looking professional and all this. It's just not me, It's just not me.
Yeah.
And I would always argue with clients, self-sabotage the relationship. So I just don't like it. But when I started running my own stuff, just being chill, I love talking to those people, talking to those offer owners, because we have a different relationship then.
Yeah.
So that was my personality is just better geared towards this. So if you're a freelancer, which is basically the same thing as like an agency owner, like if you expand, etc., etc.
Yeah.
There are agencies making so much money, like David Ogilvy, right? Like there are billions. So in terms of opportunity, it's likely the same. It just depends on you as a person.
Yeah.
So they're both good, but if you're better as an operations guy, if you're better geared towards building relationships with customers, that one-on-one, like freelance B2B, which is I think like 50% of freelancing, then that's better for you. But if you're more a guy that likes to laze around, wants to write like one-hit shots, like, chill for 2 months, write one offer, pop off, chill for another 2 months, write one offer, pop off, and make like 8 figures, offer winning is probably better for you.
Yeah.
Or affiliate marketing,
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about it a lot, and I'm not gonna call any names, but what I feel like is missing in most of these conversations is that you need to be actually good. And,
Yes.
and they're like always saying this is better or this is better.
Yes.
But it's like, no, it's like you just don't want to tell the people who are buying your stuff, like, hey, you're not good enough, you suck, and you're probably never gonna make it. Because that's the
Yes.
reality. And it doesn't matter if you're doing freelancing or all that kind of stuff. So that's the underlying missing piece in all these conversations,
Yes.
right? And then that's where I want to get your opinion. I think as a freelancer, I think you need to be better than if you want to be an offer owner, because if you're not good, people are not going to hire you and don't come back, right? And
I think that's true.
To
Yes.
get lucky as a freelancer, the rev share deal or all that stuff, that's quite unlikely. But there's people making, let's say, 5 to 10K profit per month selling a knitting product or something. Right? So if you find the right product, I think it's easier to get lucky in offer publishing than it is to get in freelancing. What do you think about that?
Yes, I think so too. It's easier to make. Yes, I agree with that. As an advertiser, it's easier to make money for yourself because you take full responsibility
Yeah.
than it is as a freelancer with a rev share deal. First and foremost, you have to get a rev share deal.
Yeah.
Second, the guy or the girl that you work with has to be good.
Yeah.
And, they need to execute what you tell them to do, which is a big pain in the ass. They actually have to do it. Third, you're limited by what you can do
Yeah.
because of various reasons. Maybe this person doesn't want to do this. They don't want to do this type of ad, whatever. If you're running your own advertising, you're doing your own stuff. And it's funny because in the guru space, everyone calls it offer publishing. I don't call it offer publishing anymore. In the direct response world, it's just called advertiser. So it's advertiser and affiliate, not publisher.
Yeah.
Publisher is like books and stuff. But it's advertiser, affiliate. But as an advertiser, you have a lot more freedom and room to breathe. You can literally pick any industry you want. So there's no limit.
Yeah.
And that choice also, to be honest, kind of paralyzes people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do agree with you. It's a lot easier to make money as an advertiser than as a freelancer.
Yeah.
Just point blank. I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially if you have 3 offers that are, let's say, all 3 of them are doing 3 to 5K a month.
Yes.
You can probably run that shit for a couple of years.
Yes.
No pressure.
Yes.
And if you can get to that point, I think a lot of people would be a lot happier. But yeah, it's what you said. You know, you have to actually pick the right niche. You might have
Yes,
to.
you have to
might
spend
fail
money, yes.
10 times in a row.
Exactly. And it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Not taking away from that. Like,
Exactly.
and what you said, you have to be good. It's
Yeah.
true. You have to actually know how to write ads. You have to create a VSL or sales letter. You have to do all the upsells. So it is a lot of work to make it happen. So yeah, and it's true. Even if you break even on 5K a month, you can count at least 1,000, 2,000 in profit. If you absolutely suck on the back end, if you really take care of that list, 1K, 2K of profit. If you absolutely suck, if you're the worst copywriter, and if you're the worst copywriter and you only make that amount, you probably shouldn't be freelancing anyways, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the fun part, right? What you just said, like, you shouldn't be freelancing anyways. I look at the comments sometimes. Like, I mean, to be honest, I think I am like, I always look at myself, I suck, right? I think I can be so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like at like 3 or 4 out of 10 of my potential. That's how I look at myself, right? And most people, they think they are good, and you look at the comments and you look at what they do, and all, they cannot even like come up with a coherent argument on why something works or doesn't work. It's like 95% of people shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yes.
But I think that's where I feel it's cool if you're not a guru, or if you position yourself as a guru where you're like, hey, listen. That's how Dampina does. I don't know if you know Dampina.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, it's probably not going to work for you because it's all for free on the website. And the fact that you need my event to come here already shows that you're probably not going to make it. At least he's saying that up front, right? Which makes it a little bit nicer. But anyways, on the subject of gurus, before I go on a rant, which is totally not the purpose of this podcast, we talked about how to learn about affiliate marketing and get affiliate mentors. What else are you doing nowadays to just meet advertisers or for publishers, as some people would call it, and in general, interesting business people, interesting anything, networking wise? What are you doing?
Well, first and foremost, if I have a winning offer, that automatically attracts affiliates. So those are people I talk to, you know, and I ask them, hey, what's working for you? How much are you spending? So I know a lot of guys that are spending a lot of money on different platforms. So all those people are just one message away. I have a great relationship. I love working with ClickBank. I love working with Digistore. I can also message them anytime and ask them, hey, what are you seeing in the market right now? I also make sure to have a great relationship with everyone I interact with in the industry. I'll follow up with a lot of people, even with way back in the day. I still talk to a lot of people. It doesn't matter how much money they're making, really. Because if they're doing their own thing, it's interesting to me. You know, I'm just naturally a curious person. So on my phone, there's like so many contacts that I can hit up for virtually anything I want. Then I also try to meet a lot of people in person. You know, I travel a lot. I like to travel. For example, I came here just to meet you. You know, like I don't really have nothing else to do here. So, and then finally, events. Like I said, Affiliate World, great event. And if you start making money, you will start getting invitations. So, for example, for ClickBank, you get an award, you get an invitation to their 2 events. So they have one, if you make 250K per year, you get invited. 250K in 1 year is not that much in the industry. It can happen very fast. It can happen in a month, to be honest. You know, I had one affiliate, she affiliated one of my offers. She made 250K in 1 month on YouTube. I gave her the whole thing, like what I ran, just took it and ran it, boom. She made 250K in 1 month, gross. And then she came to the event, met a lot of new people, etc., etc. But she was willing to actually spend money, and she's a real go-getter. So good for her. And they have a second event, which is 5 million. So if you do 5 million in a year, you also get invited. Digistore has kind of the same thing. So those are ways that I meet higher level people now, you know. And I also just ask, like I ask people, hey, do you know anyone I should get in touch with if I want to get into X market? Let's say I want to get into survival market. Like I said, I met someone in person who was actually my neighbor, total coincidence.
That's crazy.
And I just talked to him. So that's how I'm meeting people now.
And what are you doing at events? What's the strategy? You get
it's
wasted?
Just drinking, you just get wasted, to be honest. It's very informal stuff, you know? The actual event is usually very boring.
So you skip the mornings.
Yeah, and you go to the after party and dinners. So yeah, those are usually the where you get the most information, because at the event is usually booths or talks. The
Yeah.
talks are really boring.
Yeah, nobody knows how to present properly most of the time.
Yeah, the talks are really boring. But if you know people, you just ask, and yeah, you get invited to a dinner or an after event or whatever. Like this is something that happened with Digistore. I was at this dinner in Bucharest, and I met so many high level people, like doing crazy number. I met this kid who was spending like 100K a day consistently for years and years and years. So it wasn't like one day and boom, done. Now he was an affiliate, 100K a day consistently for, I don't know, 2-3 years in a row, which was insane because, yeah, in this industry to do consistent numbers is different level. So I met him, talked to him. And after I met him, I started doing big numbers too, because I was like, damn, it's possible, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
different hearing it on a podcast and hearing it from a person live, when they actually tell you, yeah, I'm making this much money. So,
Yeah. I feel you. That's something I guess a lot of people underestimate, like how much you can change by just going somewhere and experiencing it.
yes.
I had the same when I went to Miami. I'm like, man, this is huge.
Yeah.
5 Ferrari or like 3 Ferraris in front of there, Hummer, some guy with a McLaren that cost $1 million. Like, man, this is, what am I even doing with my life? He just buys this for fun.
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
when you scroll on like Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you see all these like people flexing, right?
Yeah.
You just scroll past it. But when you actually see it in person, and when you actually talk to someone one-on-one, and he's sitting next to you eating the same food, and you ask him these questions, it's so different. It's so different, and it kind of blows your mind. It still blows my mind to this day when I hear someone make it less now. But if I hear someone say, "Hey, I spent 1 million a day on Facebook ads," I know it will blow my mind. But if I see it just like this randomly on internet, it doesn't click for me.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. That makes a lot of sense. So that's the events. Let's also talk a little bit about your opinion on how to learn like marketing and understanding copywriting and offer owning. Like, what is? How are you still? Are you still improving yourself? Like, you're
Every
just
day,
studying a lot
of
of stuff.
course.
What are you doing nowadays to improve yourself?
Nowadays, to improve myself, and this is what I would honestly recommend beginners to do.
Yeah, but what are you still doing it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And I also recommend beginners to do this. It's just to actually look at what's selling.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to course route and all this. And actually the first course I bought was quite good in the regard that it showed me winning offers to copy by hand.
Yeah.
And this is an exercise writers actually did. So I think Ernest Hemingway did this, Scott Fitzgerald, so 2 American writers. They used to pick the book of their favorite writers to see how they write, and they would hand copy the whole book by hand. This is something I still do today. I make time for it. I don't do it as often as I should, but back when I was like absolutely broke, making no money, really bad at copywriting, I would take one offer on whatever, ClickBank, an ad that I saw that I thought was really good, and I would handwrite it by hand. So this is what I recommend beginners to do. I know a lot of people won't do this because it's a pain in the ass. Even for me, it's a pain in the ass. But it's the only way you will actually see, oh, okay, this did 100 million in this market. How did it do 100 million? And if you take the time to actually write it by hand, you're forced to look at the words, and you're forced to actually see how it wrote, right? And there's like stuff about it, I don't know if it's actually true or not, like that it gets embedded into your subconscious. Yes.
Imprints the persuasion mechanisms.
I don't know if that's true or just like bullshit, but yeah, whatever. Even if it's not true, you just look at an offer of, you just understand, oh, okay, this sold for 100 million. Oh, okay, this did 10 million.
Yeah.
Okay, this type of lead works here. And here he used an argument, or here he put proof here, or the close starts here. So yeah, just by doing this, I have the whole structure in my head,
Yeah, it's funny because that's also, I think, as an agency owner, freelancer back in the day, that made a huge difference. Was I was actually watching like for example, my client's webinar and giving feedback and trying to improve it. But it's just that like actually watching it, actually trying to improve it, that deep work that helps a lot. And also Paris Lampropoulos, what he said, like how he trains his copywriters, is like first you read the book, then you read it again and you just mark it. After that, you write freaking summary. And, he asked them to share the summary, and then he shits on your summary. That's so much more deep work and focus and actual trying to learn something than what most people are doing. It's like you're checking your Kajabi course, double the speed, smoking a cigar, like at the same time doing a little bit of media buying, right? It's such a different level of focus. And
that's too much for me. I don't do what you
I'm
just
not saying you should do that. I'm just sharing what he told me that he did.
Yeah. But with the writing, so this is the second part that made me good fast, right? And after I did this work, I immediately wrote an ad. I immediately used what I learned to write something. And then I immediately tested it on Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So what I just mentioned about the woman's dating. So I took the woman's dating letter from actually all of them. And I handwrote all his offers. So he had 10 VSLs. I handwrote all of them. And I immediately wrote an ad with the information I just learned. And I launched it on ads. So the thing I just did, what I learned, I put it immediately into practice, and that's how I remember it. And then I got immediate feedback from the market. So it was an addictive feedback loop. So that's really the best way to learn. And I think it's the only way to learn. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Even if I sell a course in the future, you should do this before buying my course. So
Yeah, that's cool. All right. Before you mentioned the goal for next year is 100 million revenue.
Yeah.
What kind of profit margin are you gonna be aiming at?
30-40%. Yeah.
And what are you going to do with that 30-40 million?
Nothing, man. Not much. Maybe buy 1-2 cars.
Buy some nice penthouses or no?
Yeah, maybe. But really, for me, I stopped caring about money. Like the novelty of money ran out when I hit 60K per month. That's when I got like everything I really wanted. Like what I dreamed about when I was a kid. That's when it just died out, right? Like I got a watch that I wanted. I stayed in the hotels that I wanted to stay, 5-star hotels every night if I wanted, every restaurant that I wanted, travel wherever I wanted, which were the things I cared about. The clothes I wanted, and then the novelty died off really fast. The only novelty really that keeps me going is the numbers, is the game. It's just fun to do. I would not know what to do if I didn't do this. That's the honest truth. So,
Got it. So what is your 5 or 10 year plan? Then you just don't care. You just want to scale or what?
I don't know. I never think of 5 to 10 year plans. Even back when I was young, I didn't have a 5-10 year plan. I was just like, I want to be a millionaire, and that's it. Because that was just an arbitrary goal that I put on myself.
Yeah.
But 5 to 10 years, no, I just think of next week, to be honest. I might not even be alive in 5 to 10
That's
years.
true.
Right?
That's true.
So I just think of, okay, what's my immediate goal? Next 7 days, what's my immediate goal next year? Even like next year, it's like a big leap, Because 100 million, there's like a few steps in between 10 million.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few. So there's a lot of things I have to do before I get from 10 to 100. So the way I like to think about things is, okay, what's the immediate next step? That's it. What do I have to do to get there?
Got it. And recently you also started sharing your thoughts and your results a little bit on Twitter. How did that go?
It's good, actually, because to hit 100 million, one of the things I need is a team, And we talked about this already, but today I only have me, one video editor, and one VA. But to do...
Your VA is a beast, by the way.
Yes.
Isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Or she has like 5 AI bots without telling you.
She's great. Hey, if that's the way she runs
If it works, it works.
Yes, I don't care. But in theory, I need to do 10x volume, right?
Yeah.
That's just a flat. But in reality, it will probably be like 20, 25 times more effort than I do right now. And I can't do that alone. So that's the reason I just started sharing more things on Twitter, on YouTube, And
on YouTube already?
No, like stuff like this,
You
right?
will. You will.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll probably start like an email newsletter or something and run ads to it, And it's been going well. That's the way I find people that I can work with, people that I can hire, people that already trust me, knows the way, the style that I run, knows the offers that I run, copywriters that already have some foundation that I can train to work with me. So it's been going well. It's nice. I like sharing.
Yeah. You are not getting annoyed by the noob sending you questions sometimes.
I only get annoyed. So this is why I don't sell to beginners and why I stopped doing, because I tried this in the past, like selling like how to make money online as a
become a
copywriter.
freelancer.
Exactly. I hated it because I was forced to do it.
Yeah.
But if I can share it just for free and because I don't have to, because I want to, then it's fine. But if they pay me, I have a responsibility to help them.
Yeah.
That's when I hate it. I don't like being responsible. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going for quite a while now. So I want to ask you one last question. And that's how you came up with your close in all your VSLs, text sales letters that you're using now. Did you find something and you modeled it? Or you have a close right now that you're using all the time when you close your videos or scripts. How did you formulate that, come up with that?
Yeah. So, of course, from women's dating, I had a close that I used all the time.
Like a transition, right? From this is the story or this is the mechanism to buy my shit.
Exactly. From offer to buy my shit. So I used that in the beginning, but then I started modeling some other offers.
Yeah.
So I noticed in supplements, just by handwriting, that they had quite a hard close, and it was really, really good. And it had great elements to it that I wasn't using, which was more logical because mine was very emotional. And I started using that, and I saw my conversion rates go up, which was great. So I basically, first and foremost, I had the emotional part, but I didn't have the logical part dialed down. So the emotional part came from women's dating, astrology, etc., etc. But then I started looking at all these offers that did 100 million. It's like, damn, they're doing something right. And I saw that their close was way more sophisticated than what I was running. And I started taking elements from that and putting it into my own close. And that's what I just run with all the time now.
Yeah, so the emotional part was like, hey, don't lose your guy and stay broke, unhappy, depressed, kill yourself forever. That was the emotional close. And then
Exactly.
when you're talking about making it more sophisticated, are you talking about like putting in more proof, having a better argument, structuring it differently? What would you
putting
say?
in more proof, guarantees, scarcity, like actually the more basic stuff that you think of immediately instead of the emotional stuff.
Yeah, so just the whole checklist is like, hey, authority, social proof, urgency, and also multiple ways of creating urgency, I guess. Like if someone, hey, if you don't get your husband back right now, that means he might find someone else. But it might also be like, hey, in 1 or 2 years, if you're still don't have him back, you might be older and he might not think you're attractive anymore. And there's multiple ways to create urgency. You mean like layering all these elements more?
Pricing, especially pricing is a big one. Justifying the price, making it sound like, hey, look, this is a great deal, and it's not actually, you don't pay for anything. It's not a purchase. It's like an investment, right? This is something I learned to do really, really well. So it never sounds like you're buying something. It sounds like a gift, you're giving something.
That's great.
And also the AOV close, like getting more AOV out of just closing. So this is more physical than digital because I started selling more physical also. I like physical a lot now, to be honest, because the AOVs are just so much higher. You can get 150, 200 AOV on like physical products. So I started doing more physical and just that AOV money close that a lot of supplement guys know how to do, but the digital guys don't really do. So I started taking elements from that and also implementing that.
I mean, sounds good. I think we did a proper marketing nerd podcast today again. I hope that people will enjoy it on a little bit more higher level than your personal story. I think you have a podcast where you explain your personal story, which is also really inspiring, of course. But that's what we're not here for today. So thank you for your time and look forward to chatting off camera.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.